Because ultimately, I think we're going to beat PSG 8-3 on aggregate. They are
No, don't go too nuts, bro. Don't go too nuts, man.
And I think Choupo-Moting is going to score a hat-trick. That's the first thing. I think he's going to score a hat-trick against PSG. The one that I think that's going to happen is going to be a 7-1. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Champions League quarter-finals. Bayern Munich versus PSG. The first leg at the Allianz Arena. Let me paint you a narrative. It's going to be over after the first leg. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. You heard me right. It's going to be over after the first leg. Now, let me tell you exactly how this game is going to go. Bayern is going to go into this game cautious but optimistic. PSG is going to go into this game cautious but optimistic. Both teams are going to go in this game cautious but optimistic. At the end of the day, though, when it's all said and done, there's only going to be one winner after the first leg, and there's only going to be one loser. One big loser after the first leg. Now, here's my prediction. I'll tell it to you right from the get-go. We're going to win this first game 7-1. You know what I'm saying now? Ooh, 7-1? How dare I say this? Now, let me tell you why I'm saying this. PSG have not been good. They've been overrated by every single person except by me. I am the only person that sees them for what they really are, and that is overrated. Overhyped. No bueno. That's what I'm telling you right from the get-go, so you know exactly where I stand with this. Now, Bayern themselves, us, we have not been good. I can admit that. Have we been overrated? Absolutely. Are we overhyped? Absolutely. But you know what we haven't done this season? It's lose. It's lose many games. It's lose or consistently draw. No. We may be overrated. We may be overhyped. Our performance may not be up to the standards that we all of us expect it to be. But we still keep winning. And that's the key difference here. We still keep winning. Now, I know what you're saying. I know what you're thinking. I know exactly what you're thinking. 7-1? Without Lewandowski? How is that even possible? And I'll tell you why. This PSG team is no good. We could have Zirkzee as a striker, which I actually would like to see Zirkzee as a striker, but obviously he's not a Bayern at the moment. We could have Choupo-Moting as our striker, which I think, personally, I know the newspapers will disagree. I know every single fan will disagree. Everyone thinks that the person to replace Lewandowski will be Serge Gnabry. And while I do think that Gnabry will play a significant role in that game, I must say, I think Choupo-Moting is going to start. And not only is he going to start, he's going to get a hat-trick. He's going to get 3 goals. Yes, he's going to get 3 goals. 3. 1, 2, 3. He's going to score a hat-trick. Oh my. Now you're thinking, okay, I must be off my rocker. I must have had too much to drink. Or I must have smoked some good stuff. No. The only drink I drink is this. Lemonade. There is nothing else in my body besides hype. Besides hype and passion. That's all there is, ladies and gentlemen. That's all there ever will be. So, let me tell you something. Why I think this PSG team is going to get dismantled in the first leg. Ooh, dismantled in the first leg? What will we do with the second leg? Well, that's a question for another time, Chief. What will we do in the second leg? I would play the youth, if I'm being completely honest. I'm that confident that I would play the youth in the second leg, and I'd still be like, yeah, no issue. No issue at all. Absolutely not. And let me tell you why. All right, let me tell you why. I'm painting you the narrative here now. Now let's start with the canvas, right? We're gonna draw some neat pictures. We're gonna start with the canvas and draw you a neat, tidy little picture. So, number 1. Lesson 1. PSG's fullbacks are atrocious. Their centre-backs are good, but their fullbacks are not. So, when you have good fullbacks and you have, when you have good centre-backs and you have good fullbacks, what does that tell you? 9 times out of 10, they're not going to score from a central striker, but they might concede from wingers. Now, funny thing isn't that our central striker is not playing, but our wingers are all really, really good. They're all very good at getting goals. They're all very good at creating. And they're all fit and healthy. My jolly goodness, our strength is their weakness. Who would have thought? Now people will go back to, oh no, but the Champions League final, it was so close. Oh, PSG could have scored if it wasn't for Neuer. But oh well, at the end of the day, Bayern looked it with a Coman goal. No. I know people like to paint a narrative that is simply false. And I will paint it correctly because that's my canvas. It's my canvas. ECHR Article 10, as you always see at the back of all of my videos, it's the right for freedom of expression. That's what it is. The European Convention on Human Rights, Article 10. The right to have freedom of expression. So while I allow slander, while I allow everyone to say what they want to say, I have come here to speak facts. I have come here to only speak facts today. Alright? That's all I'm here for. I'm only here for facts. So all that rubbish, absolute rubbish from people who were half asleep watching that Champions League final is discarded. It's discarded. It's wasted. Because the fact of the matter is this. We were the better team in the final. You may not believe it. Rewatch the final. I most certainly have about, I would wager about 50 times, perhaps maybe 60. Maybe even more. Who knows? But first half, we were a little bit cagey. It's a final. We tend to concede early on. We still do very much. We still very much concede very much early on in the first 10, 15, 20 minutes. And Bayern in the past has shown that when we were the aggressive team, when we were the team that was trying to get the goals, we lose the finals. This time, and that was not the case. It was not the case. We were cagey. We were trying. We were boxing, you know, going for the hook, just dodging all the jabs like as if it's the Matrix, and I'm just waiting for a moment to get them in the gut. While they're reeling over, you get them with a hook. No, not a hook. Not a hook. A smash. That's what we were waiting for. That's what we were waiting for, and that's how we executed our plan. This time, forget that. It's not a final. That is not happening, and that is most certainly not happening. Bayern are not going to play cagey. They're not going to play cagey. They're not going to go there like, oh, mate, we need to be careful now. We can't attack all because they might counter us. No. Let me tell you right from the get-go, PSG will score. Yes. Yes. PSG will score. Look, right? Look. Look. I may be blind, but even I can see that PSG will score. I may be blind, but even I can see that PSG will score. Now here's what they won't do. They won't defend. They won't keep us out. We've now, I don't know how many games it's been, but it feels like 40 games, 43, 44 games. We've now played without not scoring. We've scored in 33 or 44 games. I don't know what the exact number is. Every single game we've played, we've scored. We're going to score. And that much is a guarantee. Lewandowski out, I don't care. Not an issue. Not a problem. Not a problem, all right? Coman is going to... Gnabry is going to... Sana is going to... And it's going to be over. It's going to be over. First leg, it's finito, all right? Now, they've got so many injuries. So many injuries. My goodness. They're the team, I think, with the most injuries. Maybe Real Madrid. It's either them or Real Madrid. Yes. Do I feel sorry for them? Absolutely. I don't wish injuries on any team. I know people are always like, oh, look, they've got injuries. Let's laugh. No. That's bad. No. I would have loved if all of their players were fully fit and ready to go, because then there'd be no excuses. Because there are always excuses. Whenever Bayern beat a team, it's, oh, but Mbappe and Neymar weren't ready. Oh, this was the worst Barcelona team in 50 years. Oh, X, Y, and Z. Oh, you beat 7-0, but, you know, Messi wasn't fully fit. And then it's, oh, but Messi, you can't do anything by himself. Like, the narrative keeps changing. And I don't really care, all right? I don't care. I don't care about the narrative. But, we want a football spectacle. And with the injuries that PSG have, Mark Verratti, forget him. He's not needed. He can play in the second game. Let him do what he wants. He's useless anyway. But the players that we need to watch out for are A, Moise Kean, B, Neymar, C, Mbappe, D, Di Maria. Those 4 players, that's all the threat there is. That's all the threat there is. And then in goal, obviously you have Navas, And as a centre back, you have Marquinhos. That's all. That's all. That's all. They're going to score 1. They might even score 2 if Neuer's feeling generous. But we're going to score 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Siete. That's the only Spanish I know. Siete. Alright? 7-1. Un cerveza, por favor. That's the other only Spanish that I know. Now here's the fact, alright? Let's talk about Bayern. Let's talk about Bayern, right? Let's talk about this team right here. Let's talk about them. Let's talk about them. You and me. Let's talk about them, alright? So Bayern is gonna go in there. First 15-20 minutes gonna be like, oh, we've gotten a goal. Should we push? Should we be cautious? Well, let's push. Let's be cautious. Let's push. Let's be cautious. And you know what? By the 25th minute, it's going to be 2-0. Bayern's going to be like, okay, you know what? Never mind. Never mind. Cautious. Who gives a flip about cautious? I spit in the face of cautiousness. We're going to go on the attack. We're going to go on the attack. You understand what I'm saying? We're going to go on the attack. That's all you need to know. The attack, alright? That's what we're going to do. We're going to take the ball. We're going to go forward. Every opportunity, they're going to try and counter because they're 2-0 down. They're like, oh, shit. We need to get going in this game, bro. We need to get going. Our defense is going to be like, yo, I'm Schurrle, man. I'm Schurrle. You feel me, eh? You want to talk to me? You want to talk to me? Easy clap. Easy clap. Alaba's going to be like, yo, I look smooth. I look smooth. I look smooth. Alright? Whoever's going to be on the left as a left back, I'm assuming it's going to be Lucas Hernandez based on the reports from Bild. Lucas Hernandez is going to be like, hey yo, PSG, you want to talk to me? I will show you that I am Lucas, the G. Then on the right back, you've got Power like, hey yo, PSG, you want to talk to me? I am Pavard with my sick half volley. So goal, it's gonna be easy clap, right? I'm not saying this from my point of arrogance. No. Arrogance is smarrogance, alright? Arrogance doesn't matter. There are teams in the Champions League that I fear, absolutely, right? Manchester City, I don't want to face Manchester City in the slightest because of our atrocious record against it. We win one, we'll lose one. That's typical with Manchester City. The team that I truly fear though is Real Madrid, because Real Madrid, they're very much in a similar position to us, where to be the best, you've got to beat the best, right? And Real Madrid is that team. They've got that European legacy, that European history, that European glory that not many teams in Europe have. Then not many teams, and then once it's gone, it's difficult to get back, right? There are a few teams that have it. Liverpool have it, we have it, and Real Madrid have it. Those are the only 3 teams at the moment who have that European stamp, that European seal, that European certified connection. We're like, okay, when we're at our worst, you need to beat us to make it. You need to beat us to make it to the final, because that's just the way it is, right? That's just the way it is. Every team in the last 10 years had to beat us to get to the final, to win the competition. In fact, not just to get to the final, to win the competition. Every single team, besides Atletico Madrid in 2016, every single team had to do that. Besides them, you can't beat us. A team like PSG is not going to beat us. I'm sorry, because they're not going to make it to the final. It's very much simple. If they face Manchester City is going to wipe them out. All right, Pochettino against Pep Guardiola. Come on, man. Be realistic, all right. Say what you want about Flick. He is a freaking Don. He's a Don. Absolute certified G. That's what he is. He's a Don, alright? He's going to come in there. He's going to have his killer face on while we're 5-0 up. And he's going to be like, yo, I don't like how we play. Play better. And I'm going to be like, yo, shit. Okay, Flick. Okay. The players are going to be like, yo, Flick, we heard you, fam. We heard you. We're absolutely good to go. We're scoring more, bro. Please stop looking at us like that. And he's going to be like, yo, do it now. And then we're going to concede a goal. Oh, my. Oh, no. And the stumbling boxer is going to be like, oh no, feigning being punch drunk. He's like, oh no, stuttering, like, oh no, we've conceded a goal. Oh no, please call the police. Please call the police, but not for me. Dang, dang. 2 more goals from Bayern. Simple. Look, man. Whenever I ever not been spot on with my predictions? Never. You know why? Because I don't let bias play a role. When we're worse than an opponent, I will say so. When we're significantly better than an opponent, I will say so. When we're better than an opponent that wants to play aggressive, I predict a I predict a destruction, not just a demolition, not just a destruction. I predict carnage. I chose blood. On this day today, I chose war. I came here with war intentions, all right? Because I came here with a fire. I came here with that heat, all right? So I'm predicting a destruction because PSG, they're not going to sit back. Make no mistake, PSG is not going to sit back. And that's going to be their undoing. Because teams that would have sit back would have been decent. Teams that could have controlled the game would have been decent. PSG is neither of those teams. PSG is a team that's, okay, we don't know what to do. Let's give it to Neymar. Let's give it to Mbappe and hope that they can work something out. That ain't going to fly. You may say Highline. Who gives a flipping damn about Highline? I don't give a damn about Highline. This Highline, Schmaline, they couldn't score against in the Champions League final when it mattered the most. And you think they're going to score against now at home? Get serious, fam. Get real, alright? It's very simple. PSG, they're not going to sit back, and that's going to be their undoing. Whenever we come against a team that we're significantly superior to, right? When we are up here, and we're not, that's not high. That right here, it might look, that's perspective. Up here, that's perspective. It looks like I'm at the wall. That's just perspective. In reality, that is here, alright? We're down here from where we could be. We could be all the way up here. Right now, we're here, alright? But PSG, they think they're here, but in reality, they are below what you can see. It's below the belt. If I'm being completely honest, it's below the belt. That's where they are, alright? Look, I don't have an issue with PSG. I may come across as someone who has an issue against PSG because I always predict us to win. I always go into these games, every time we play PSG, well, not every time, but most of the time when we play against PSG, I'm like, okay, you know what? We'll beat them. Hey, we'll beat them, alright? I'm not worried, we'll beat them. And you know why I feel that way? Because I think they're grossly overrated. They are they're not a good team. They have good individuals. They don't have a good manager, and they don't have a good team. They lack fundamentals, alright? They don't have a midfield. They've got good centre-backs, but what? Is that your whole defence, your centre-backs and your goalkeeper? What about your full-backs? You're already missing players. Midfield, you don't have a midfield. Attack, you've got attackers that, amazing. I ain't gonna lie, amazing. You bring Neymar to Bayern, hey, 5 years ago I would have said absolutely. Now I'm like, I don't know, his injury history is kind of like spotty, so probably not, right? But like, Neymar, fantastic. Mbappe, I like Mbappe. I don't think he's like going to be the next superstar as everyone predicts him to be. I really don't. I think he's quite limited in that factor. Not saying he's a bad player. Again, I very much like him, but he's a very limited player in what he does, in what he knows, and what he knows how to do. But I actually like that the fact that he's limited in certain aspects, and he works on his strengths. He's like, okay, you know what? I have my weaknesses. I don't need to work on my weaknesses because it's too late now already. It's too late now already for me to work on my weaknesses. Let me work on my strengths. I like him. If he came to Bayern, I would absolutely be over the moon. I like him. I don't think he's going to be the best player of all time. I know people have been touting that. I don't think that's going to be the case. You know why I think that? Because he's going to be in a very similar boat to Arjen Robben. He's going to be very similar boat to like a fully fit Arjen Robben. Someone that is very good at their strengths, but has clear and obvious weaknesses that everyone seems to ignore because everyone knows how good his strengths are. And that's exactly the case with Mbappe. He's going to be one of those players that will always be in the top 5 of the Ballon d'Or when he's fully fit for a season, but I don't think he's ever going to win it. And that's a fact. Now, what if I'm wrong? What if I'm wrong? What if I'm wrong? And we get pumped. One, I'm never wrong. Ever. I'm never wrong. It's a fact of life. When I say something, it happens because I don't make I make informed decisions. I don't make biased opinions. I don't try and like reverse jinx it all. I'm not here to tell you, oh yeah, we're gonna lose 5-0 against PSG. Just to, I hope that like an imaginary force can like twist the hand of fate or whatnot and make it just so we win. Nah, forget that. All right, this is a football team, right? No fate, no luck, no destiny, none of that. All right, no jinxing. All right, none of that. All right, you can keep your reverse jinxology in the background. Nobody cares about that. All right. Here is the fact that I'm about to do. What if I'm wrong? What if the PSG team actually turns up and Bayern decides to have a stinker? There will be a second leg. When Bayern has a stinker, you know what the worst result is that we could possibly have? A 5-0. A 5-0 defeat. That's the worst result that we could possibly have. The worst result that we could possibly have in a defeat. 5-0 loss. You know what their thing with that is though? It's the first leg. If we lose 5-0, we'll beat them 8-0 in the second leg. Simple. Done. Easy. Clap. Done. So I ain't worried. I ain't not worried. This tie was done the second I heard it. Do I sound arrogant? Absolutely. Am I arrogant? Absolutely not. Am I big-headed? Oh, I've definitely got a very big head, if you can't tell. My head is massive. Half of it is just my hair, but my head is massive as well. Alright? I'm called Prince. And people always look at that name. They always scoff at that name because they're like, oh, you're called Prince. Okay, so what? When you're born with the name Prince, you have expectations placed on your shoulders, right? You have to deliver. You have to deliver, right? When you're Bayern, you have expectations placed on your shoulder. You have to deliver. When the lights are the brightest, when the lights are shining in your face, and you're just like, whoa. If you are what you say you are, a superstar, then have no fear. That's exactly the kind of scenario we're facing right now with a better team. Man by man, with a better team. All right? If you put which actually will come out probably a few hours, maybe a few hours before, maybe a few hours after this video. But there'll be a combined 11 with me and Euro Expert, who is obviously a PSG watcher, someone that watches PSG very frequently. He's actually not biased because he's not a PSG fan, but he is a PSG expert. So, perfect. But like when you watch my combined 11 and his combined 11, there's a very clear pattern here. Now, his is a little bit different than mine. I've watched every single PSG game this season for a stupid reason, honestly. I was involved in like a betting site. If you don't know, I like to bet because I've got nothing better to do with my time at the moment with all this lockdown nonsense happening. I was involved in a betting site and put a few thousand on it. It was a different kind of bet where I was like, oh, well, you lose all your money is gone, that kind of thing. And then the site died. And I'm like, oh shit, I just lost all my money. Money doesn't matter, right? In that scenario, the money doesn't matter. But because I had so many PSG players, bets on PSG players, not the team, but players, I followed them every single game. Because when I put my money where my mouth is, and the second I put my money on PSG players, I followed them religiously. Every single game from the first, it helped that they were the first league that were back, but I watched every single one of their games this season. Every single one. Every single one. And they've been average. Actually, no, they've been poor. Now, you know what? They've been trash. Let's put it where it is. People will say, oh, but they beat Barcelona. They beat Barcelona. Barcelona. They beat Barcelona. Barcelona. I'm like, bro, beating Barcelona is not that big of an achievement at the moment. I'm sorry. It just isn't. It just isn't. Barcelona is a team that, again, used to have the European X factor. That, oh, you're coming to our turf. You better show us what you can do. You better show us what you can do. 2013. Look at 2013. Yes, some may say that was already past their prime. But look at 2013 Barcelona against AC Milan. AC Milan, Kevin Prince Boateng. Fuego. You've got the likes of, what's the guy that did the, overhead kick. All fuego. AC Milan looked certified to go through. And guess what happened? Second leg, Barcelona was like, you know what? Nah, fam. AC Milan, you ain't that top. You ain't that top European, dog anymore. You're not. Now you're the underdog. And Barcelona was like, okay, flex their muscle, and they knocked AC Milan out. Now, granted, when it came against the other European juggernaut, aka us, they got clapped. But this is basically the same scenario. It's basically the same scenario, right? We have a team that clapped a formerly great team in Barcelona, and now they're stepping up to us. And you know what's gonna happen? We're gonna clap them. We're gonna clap them. That's all that's gonna happen. In fact, all of you better stop playing Monster Hunter and get a real cook pot out, because we are going to be cooking. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be cooking with this man right here. With this man right here and the whole entire squad. Besides that, ladies and gentlemen, you all know my prediction for this first game. What will I say in my second game? Well, you'll see. During my preview for the second game, you'll see. You'll see what I mean when I say it will end in this first leg. But that's just a fact of life, not even opinion. Not even just a wayward thought. It's a fact. And I only deal in facts. I am the dealer after all. Show me your hand and I'll show you the cards. You showed me your hand, PSG. I'm dealing you the cards and the cards are saying you're out. But that's all I have to say because this is how it's going to go down. I'll see all of you in the next one, everyone. Until then, have a nice day. Peace out and bye.